Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be going over an algebraic equation and how you solve an algebraic equation with variable on one side that includes parentheses to solve for x. I think it's really important for us to recognize that this is an equation, not an expression. So an equation is something that has an equal sign in it and we're solving for. And when we say solve for x, I want us to make sure we understand that we're trying to find the variable. My handwriting's not so good today. We're trying to find the variable that makes the equation true. And let me restate that. Find the value of the variable. Find the value of the variable that makes the equation true. We're going to use that at the end. But when we're dealing with an equation that has parentheses, I'm going to go, it's not the only way to do it, but I'm going to go with the way that I see most students do it. And that would be to use the distributive property. And I want you to remember the distributive property just means to multiply. Okay, Coach Fred, remember, she says distributive means multiply. So I see that we have a -3 in front of the parentheses. So we're going to distribute it through to every part of expression inside the parentheses, which means we're going to multiply it to everything inside the parentheses. So I'm going to bring down my 4. So -3 times 2x would give me -6x. -3 times -7. And if I have to go off to the side, just go to the side of your paper. -3 times -7. We know a negative times a negative is going to give me a positive, and 7 times 3 is 21. So plus 21 equals 28. Okay, so now we have an equation. We have an expression on one side with a variable. And so the next step you'd want to take would be to combine like terms on each side. The right side already is set up. It's just 28, but the left side has some like terms, 4 and 21. So I'm going to combine the like terms. I call that CLT, combine like terms. All right, so 4 plus 21 is 25. So now the equation is actually set up to balance it, to isolate the variable, to get the x alone. That's the goal. Solve for x. Find the variable or the value of the variable that makes the equation true. So to do that, the first thing I have to do is I have to undo the addition and the subtraction. So to undo the addition and subtraction, 25 is got like a plus sign in front of it. I think of it like that. So I have to subtract it to the other side. And whatever you do to one side in algebra, you have to do the other because you're trying to balance the equation. All right, so I usually put a line, and now I'm going to bring down, this cancels, I'm going to bring down the -6x. I'm going to subtract 28 and 25, which is going to give me 3. All right, next step. So now I have to undo the multiplication and the division. Sorry about that, a little cold today. So -6 is being multiplied to the x. There's a hidden multiplication symbol in there. So to undo it, I have to do its inverse operation, which would be division. So I'm going to divide by -6 on both sides. We're very tempted to divide by -6x, but you're trying to get x alone. So by doing that, by dividing by -6, they simplify to the number 1. So I'm left with the x on one side. So then I have 3 over -6. And always, always, always when we look at our final answer, we do want to simplify it if possible. So I know that 3 goes into itself once, and it goes into 6 twice. So my variable that should make the equation true is -1/2. All right, but the great thing about algebraic equations is I can check my answers. I'm going to check it, but I'm going to check it actually in this step because I think it's a little bit easier to check it without the parentheses. So I'm going to substitute or plug in my -1/2 in for x, replace x with -1/2, and I'm going to see if it equals 28. So this is my check. All right, so first I'm going to do my multiplication, that expression right here, which is -6 times -1/2 is going to be 3. Again, we're trying to see if it makes the equation a true statement. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 21 does equal 28. So it does, when I plug in -1/2, it does make the equation true. And so my answer is checked, and voila, I have solved for x. All right, hopefully that was a helpful video. Have a great day.